You won't believe your eyes, but everything you're about to hear is true, and it will completely change how you see Vietnam. Imagine a country where the roar of engines drowns out the sound of church bells, and traffic lights are more like colorful decorations than actual rules of the road. No exaggeration, every street in Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City feels like a wild beehive, where instead of bees, an ocean of scooters rushes by. People transport everything on them, from 5 family members of all ages to refrigerators, full-sized beds, and towers of boxes stacked so high they rival the driver's height. See a red light? The flow won't stop. A pedestrian just needs to take one bold step, and the motorbikes, as if sensing your heartbeat, will gracefully flow around you without leaving a scratch. But hold on, this is just the beginning of our journey. What comes next is even more mind-blowing. Ordinary things that shock you to the core: ruby red soup. Local foodies adore this bright dish made from the freshest ingredients, including a component so unexpected, even seasoned travelers often have no idea it exists. They say this secret is what gives the soup its rich, velvety texture. Napping by law. Exactly at noon, major offices, stores, and even government buildings seem to freeze. Employees unfold mats under their desks and take a 30-minute nap. As soon as the first alarms go off, the country powers back on like nothing happened, and life resumes at full speed. Village tobacco, one hit, lightning rush. Just one puff from a bamboo pipe is enough to make a first-timer's head spin and the walls start to sway. For locals, it's a family ritual, accompanied by endless chats and the strongest tea you can imagine. Freeze. If you're already amazed, hit the like button and make sure to subscribe. Even more unbelievable facts are coming, and at the very end, I'll reveal the secret of why Vietnam constantly transforms itself, and everyone who visits. Watch until the end. I promise you'll be telling your friends about this. Loud funerals and unrestrained joy. If you hear the pounding of drums, an electric guitar, and karaoke echoing through a village street, don't assume it's a local festival. Most likely, it's a farewell procession for a respected resident. You see, loud noise and joy are believed to confuse evil spirits, so funerals in Vietnam often turn into full-blown street carnivals. Professional mourners, whose cries send chills down your spine, walk alongside musicians. At the front of the procession, they carry a portrait of the deceased, decorated with fresh lilies and glowing lanterns. Tourists often say that what started as cultural shock quickly becomes a touching realization. This is a place where life is always worth celebrating, even at the end. When streets turn into lakes, rainy season in Ho Chi Minh City is like a natural video game level. Sidewalks disappear beneath murky green water, and suddenly, a boat appears between office buildings. Scooter riders wrap their legs in plastic, start their engines, and boldly slice through the waves. School kids, using empty containers as rafts, race to the nearest coffee shop. And when the rain stops, the city absorbs the water like nothing ever happened. According to legend, one French journalist who found himself in such a lake decided to walk to his hotel, and the next morning found his shoes perfectly dry in the middle of a completely dry street. Cigarettes cheaper than coffee, less than $1 for a pack. Sounds like fiction, but it's true. Every year, billions of cigarettes are sold in Vietnam. You can smell the aroma of tobacco in tea shops, bike repair stalls, and fishing ports. Doctors are raising alarms, but store shelves keep filling up with new brands. Still, some provinces are testing tobacco-free zones, where, instead of cigarette packs, you'll find bouquets of jasmine. It's fresh, fragrant, and deeply symbolic. Nature's magic that takes your breath away. Imagine a place where nature itself paints fantastical landscapes so unreal, it's hard to believe they exist. But this is no fairy tale. This is Vietnam. And its greatest natural wonders can forever change how you see the world. Ha Long Bay, an emerald legend steeped in myth. More than 2,000 islands and rocky formations rise from the turquoise waters of Ha Long Bay like ancient guardians protecting secrets thousands of years old. These limestone giants are more than just geological formations. According to legend, dragons once lived here, hurling stones from the sky to protect the Vietnamese people from invaders. These islands, it is said, were born from their bodies. At dawn, if you sail close to one of the arches hidden in the mist, you may hear something strange. Not just the sound of wind and water, but tones resembling organ music. The guides whisper, the rocks are singing. Some tourists have said their hearts skipped a beat, that the sound felt like it touched the depths of their soul. Scientists call it acoustic resonance, but the locals believe it's the voices of spirits guarding these sacred waters. Nha Trang and Phan Thiet, pearl-coated shores at the edge of the world. The beaches of Nha Trang and Phan Thiet are not just resorts, they're a gallery created by the sea and time. The sand is so fine and pale it looks as though thousands of pearls have been ground into powder and scattered along the shore. And the water. It's so clear you can see starfish crawling along the seabed, shells glittering in the sunlight, and tiny fish moving as if in slow motion. Some travelers say that at night, the waters begin to softly glow. Bioluminescent plankton, say the scientists. But the locals have another story. It's the trail of an ancient sea goddess who walks the coastline, leaving glowing footprints behind. Anyone who sees this phenomenon is said to be granted good luck for the next 7 days. And those who touch the glowing water may make a wish, one that will certainly come true. Sapa, stairway to the sky and secrets of the mountain spirits. Northern Vietnam hides a true treasure, Sapa. Here, the mountains embrace the sky, and rice terraces carved into the hillsides look like giant green stairways leading into the clouds. Each level of this stairway is a world of its own, with its own stories, its own spirits. Especially magical is the lake at the base of Mount Fansipan, the highest peak in Indochina. The water is crystal clear and completely still, like a mirror. Since ancient times, a legend has said, if a traveler gazes into this lake during a full moon and sees the face of the moon reflected in it, they will be granted an eternal spirit of luck. Amazingly, even modern-day locals believe this, and it's not uncommon to see people sitting silently by the water, waiting for a sign from the heavens. It is said that one day, a hermit saw not only the moon in the water, but also a face resembling his late wife. After that, he became a healer, curing people of illnesses that even doctors had deemed incurable. Traditions that touch the heart. The Tet Festival. A burst of fireworks, red envelopes filled with good wishes being passed from hand to hand, and the scent of linden tea in the air. Believe me, the feeling of unity during these days can move even the most seasoned traveler. The crafts of Hoi An. Here, wooden looms sing a blues-like rhythm as they weave a silk kimono of any color in just a few hours. The artisans insist, 1 gram of their local silk is finer than a human hair, yet stronger than steel thread. You'll have to see it to believe it. A cuisine without borders. Everyone knows PH, banh mi, and spring rolls. But caramelized fish in a clay pot, simmering for 6 hours under a lid as if it absorbs the warmth of the sun and the sweetness of coconut water, that's a secret for the chosen few. Or crispy rice crackers, fire-roasted and served with a sauce where lime, garlic, peanuts, and the elusive fifth taste umami meet, as if created just to make you come back to Vietnam again and again. A finale that changes everything. Ask anyone who's been here, what stayed with you the most? One might say the sunrise over Ha Long Bay, when the sky turns to liquid gold. Another will remember how, in the middle of a night market, an old woman handed him a cup of sweet corn tea and smiled so warmly it felt like she'd known him for years. A third might never forget that surreal moment when a sleepy town suddenly came alive at 4 a.m. With the roar of 1,000 scooters, the start of a new day, a new story. And here's the most important thing. Vietnam doesn't just amaze, it transforms. It makes a traveler believe that the world is vast, and miracles are hidden in the little things, in the smell of street coffee, in the shimmer of light on a flooded street, in the echo of drums leading a vibrant procession beyond the horizon. So if you're ready for a true cultural shock, a deep dive into the unknown, and a front row seat to history as it unfolds before your eyes, start planning your trip. And if you don't want to miss the next video, where I reveal the secrets of even more astonishing places on Earth, hit subscribe, give it a like, and stay with us until the very end. The best is yet to come.